Hello, trading has closed on July 16th, 2024. We'll start with our disclaimer, as we always do. Go over our calls, even though there wasn't one, and make our prediction. It's my trading plan for Wednesday, which is July 17th. Remember, my calls can be wrong. Any trade you make should be made at your own risk. My system is based on targets. The targets don't give specific entries. Well, here's what we said. We looked for the pattern today with the early high, and we got that, and tomorrow should have the early low. I didn't really have a call. So here's the early high pattern. Tomorrow has the early low. We got an ultimate buy signal in the morning. We got the minimum immediately. It's just a minimum. Nothing requires us to stop there, and we didn't stop. And this move down was called false. So we got another rally. We're still in one of DeMarc's questionable areas. I'm moving the start of this 9 from here to here because, as I said yesterday, that's in a consolidation. And we're still in his high risk areas on the weekly chart, but again, these things don't always work. If they work, should be a big drop, but nothing promises they're going to work. Well, this was the count we had. We started out calling a top here. We've gone too much past it. The next point B would be here. Now that hits it on the head, so it's a candidate. If we drop from here, you could explain it, but nothing says you have to drop from here on this chart. What you can say is this move is overlapping, and it's not an impulse. That's pretty clear. And if it's not an impulse, if it's just overlapping, it's a corrective wave, and it should correct at some time. Now, there is a count that says it stops right now. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for A, a B, and an A, B, C, D, E with an ending diagonal triangle. And if that's the right count, which we don't know, we'll drop right from the open. So if we drop right from the open, you can explain it. But I'm not going to claim that's the only way to count this. And if this isn't the right count, even though it should correct at some point, I don't have a great idea where that point is. We'll just have to see if we drop from the open without predicting if it will or it won't. Well, Wednesday's pattern has a early low, which doesn't tell us where we close. We've had conditions compatible with a top for some time, but we just haven't started down. Until we start down, there's no call as far as I'm concerned. You can have conditions for a top without it being a top. The rally is overlapping and therefore should retrace at some time. There's a count compatible with a drop right from the open, but I have no doubt other counts may work. So if, and that's an if, we start down right from the open, the odds favor following through. I have nothing requiring that to happen, and if it doesn't happen, I don't really have a good call here. My indicators say it's a high risk area. It's not the kind of area where I would mortgage the house and go long, but until we start down, we could certainly go higher and find out some explanation. So I'm just going to say it's an area where a top could occur. Not saying it has to, but if it does, it's a doozy. And the fact that we're overlapping here is a cause for concern if you're a bull, but that doesn't mean this high is going to hold. I really don't know if it will or it won't. If it won't, I can explain it, and it's the pattern with the early low. But if that doesn't happen, I don't really have a good call for tomorrow.